Ayan, so ito po yung ano natin, yung chart natin sa euro. Kung napapansin ninyo, no, daily chart po ito. Kung napapansin nyo po, nagko-consolidate siya just right along your resistance line. So ibig sabihin, this could be your consolidation before the breakout. So ang ine-expect po natin sa euro, it will ultimately break out from this price level. Once na nag-touch yung 26-day moving average sa low nitong consolidation na to, then that would probably be the right time for the euro to break out from this consolidation area. So for today, titingnan natin kung ano ang pwede nating in the light of the upside bias ng euro. So makikita nyo, no, dito sa consolidation na to, makikita mo yung ginagalaw niya. Talagang you have a clear consolidation before the resistance line. So ang pwede mong gawin dito is you go to smaller time frame and look for areas of value. Yung area of value po natin dito, ito yung buong consolidation. So yung area of value mo dito is either this one pagka nag-correct po dito, but since mas malapit na siya dito, hindi ko rin nire-recommend ang mag-sell ka dito tapos antayin mo dito kasi nga ang bias nito ay upside. So kung magse-sell ka dito, there is a tendency na mag-break siya at this when it hits this level. Kaya po ang ano natin dito is still buying at 22. Ano ba yung buying kanina? Tingnan ko lang ho yung sa recommendation natin. Kasi kanina ko pa ginawa yan, kung nakikita nyo, edited 1 hour ago. So 22.04 ang buying natin. Kanina ang presyo nasa 22. Nandun pa lang sa if you look at the chart an hour ago, nandito po siya. Yan. So yung 22.04 na sinasabi natin ay ang inaantay natin mag-correct siya at least hanggang dito or dito, no? So we wait for the correction to happen again either at this area which is coincidental with this lows of previous bars. So pwede po siyang mag-correct hanggang dito, saka po natin siya sabayan sa kanyang pag-akyat all the way up to 22.49 or 22, yung high po nito which is 22.39. Kaya po ang ano natin sa euro is buy at 22.04, on correction po yan, at ang target price mo is 22.39, ang cut loss mo is 21.80 which is 24 pips away from your entry price if you are able to get in at 22.04 or 22.05 level. So yun po ang ano natin sa euro, range trade from 21.59 up to 22.39. Yun po ang expected highs and lows niya for the day. Yun po. So yung mga high and low niya, ito po yung high and low niya na expected at saka ito yung high niya. So kung wala na pong tanong sa euro, tayo po ay lilipat sa British Pound. Ang British Pound naman po, mukha namang up pa rin. Ang daily mo, ayan, kung napapansin po niyo, within the past few days, mas nagiging less volatile siya. Ibig sabihin, it is waiting for or it is gearing up for a breakout. So kung titingnan mo, higher high pa rin, higher low. Ibig sabihin, buyers are willing to buy at higher prices. So ang tinitingnan natin dito, most likely it will break on the upside. So ang bias mo sa daily is still on the upside. Then if you are yung target niya is still intact, yan, itong target dito na 43.35. Yan po ang tinitingnan natin. So ngayon kung nasa gitna ang presyo, you will have to go to smaller time frame. So yung smaller time frame mo, you wait for it to at least dito man lang na banda, no, sa may 41.56 area. So 41.56 area yan, bakit 41.26? 41.56 area dito po, at least mag-correct siya dyan before na kasi malapit na siya sa ang possible target niya is 42 high nito, 42.16 ay 42.33. 42.33 from 41.56. Nagkamali ako ng pindot dyan. 41.56, ang target mo is 42.33, ang cut loss mo is 41.24. Yan po. So kung wala na pong tanong sa British Pound, ang next po natin ay ang AUD-USD. Ang AUD-USD naman ay mukhang baba. Baba siya in the sense na sa fundamental side, it is affected by the trade sanction imposed by US and Japan, yung cotton sa Xinjiang province ng China. So parang nagkaroon ata ng issue sa kanilang labor doon, how they handle yung labor nila sa China. Kaya ang Uniqlo, which is one of the biggest buyers ng cotton from that side of China, they decided to give China a trade sanction regarding their consumption of the cotton coming from Xinjiang province. So alam nyo naman na pagka ang China ang tinatamaan, unang nagre-react ang Australia because ang pinakamalaking market ng Australia is China when it comes to their commodities. So dito if we are going to look at it sa daily, ang bias mo dito is on the downside. Bakit downside? Kasi flat side ka dito, decreasing highs ka dito. So kung decreasing highs ka dyan, you have tendency that this will become a rounding top. Ayan po. It could be a small rounding top and this could be a big rounding top. But this one is medyo matagal-tagal pa. So ang titingnan muna natin ay ito. So kung ang tinitingnan natin ay ito, this could 1, 2, 3. So yung mga nag-attend nung last Saturday ng corrective fund, so ito yung first, ito yung second, ito yung third, no? So ine-expect po natin na ito po ay magtutuloy hanggang dito at least sa low ng 75.84. But for today, syempre hindi aabot ng 75.84 yan, kasi hindi naman ganun kalaki ang volatility ng Australian dollar. So for today, we are expecting it only to hit around this area. So this area is 75.98, 75.84. So if you sell at this area, sell at 77.55, ang target mo is 77.55, ang target mo is 76.74. Tapos ang cut loss mo is 77.77. Yun po. 76.84 is from 76, yung low nito is 75.98. Yan, that's more like it. 7, yung low nito is 76.74 ano. So ito muna ang tinitingnan natin kasi ang Australian dollar ay gumagalaw lang naman sa isang araw ha. Gumagalaw lang siya ng average ng around 70 or 60 pips. So dito, tingnan natin. Within the last 20 periods, gumagalaw siya ng 70 pips. So kung 70 pips lang ang ginagalaw niya on the average, if it will kung dito tingin natin ito ang magiging high niya for the day, 70 pips from 77.50 77.55 is around 76.80. So tama lang po itong 76.74 na pwede niyang low for today. So kung wala na pong tanong dyan sa AUD-USD, tayo naman ay lilipat sa USD-JPY. Ang USD-JPY naman ay baba pa rin naman ang tinatahak niya, no? Kasi kung napansin ninyo nung last time na discuss na natin ito. So nag-break siya diyan, it could be a triangle, it could be a flag formation na yung pag-wave ng flag mo is coincidental with the 38.2 or 50% or 61.8% correction coming from this high to a low of this point, no? So ito yung correction niya, yung pagwe-wave ng flag. So ang ine-expect natin ay baba pa rin siya. So yung pagbaba niya, pwede nating sukatin yan by getting the high of this up to this point. Yun din yung kanyang magiging target. So ang target po niya ay kasi malapit na siya dito sa 61.8 from this so ang titingnan muna natin ito po yung pero malayo pa yan 105.80. So for today, at least para lang makita natin kung saan yung bias ng Japanese yen, kaya po natin ginagawa yan. Pero we are not yet concerned with this level or with this level or with this level. Kasi what we are only concerned with is the movement for today. So pwede pong pwede pong mag-sell dito at the moving average niya ng itong yan. So ang selling mo diyan is 108.87 108.87 ano. So 108.83, 87 area. Tapos ang target mo is 108.34. Yung 108.34 po yan ay galing po dito sa low nito. Low is 108.64, sorry. Ang daily range niya ay umaabot siya ng 107.76, no? So dito, itong low na ito or itong low na ito, which is 107.64. I hope tama yun. Yan, so it's around 107.64. 108.83, 108.34. Yung 108.34 mo ay galing yan dito sa yan, 108.33 tama. Dito po galing yan. Dito sa low na to, yan po yung pwede niyang puntahan for today because if you are going to verify, magkano ba ang ginagalaw niya sa isang araw? Sa isang araw, it can only have an average range of about 60 pips. So if you are going to sell at most likely ito na yung magiging high niya. Kung halimbawa lang yan ang high niya, ang low niya less 60 pips, it should be around 108.23 or 108, lower than that or a little bit close to that in the high end. Ano po? So 108.34 is within the ambit of your assumption na yun po yung pwede niyang range for today. So yung cut loss mo is 109.01, which is 18 pips away from your entry price. So kung wala na pong tanong sa Japanese yen, tayo po ay pupunta sa gold. Ang gold naman po, kung titingnan natin, ilang araw na siyang naglalaro dito, no? Sa area ng 1860 up to 1875 or 1890 area. 60 to 90 area. So ang ano pa rin niya, ang bias pa rin niya is still on the upside. Kasi kung if you remember yung lesson natin sa trend line, if it is steep, it usually breaks into a consolidation or a correction. You will know that it is doing a healthy consolidation when you compare the size of the real bodies of the consolidation bars to be smaller than the real bodies of the preceding bars. So ito po yung preceding bar mo, ito yung trend mo before the consolidation, mas maliliit yung consolidation mo ngayon. So this is most likely to be a healthy consolidation coming from an uptrend. So ang tingin natin, mukhang tuloy pa rin yung pag-akyat niya. So yung yun. So ang tinitingnan naman natin dito ngayon, since daily ang tawag dito, daily lang naman ang ano natin, focus natin dito, no? If you notice dito sa ano natin, it could be an uptrend. The possibility of uptrend is still greater because of the higher highs and higher lows pa rin dito. But this it may be due for correction today. Pwede siyang mag-correct dito mag-correct siya within the range. So ito po yung tinitingnan natin. It can correct within the range. So for today, it may go down. But despite that, yung sinasabi nating up ang daily trend niya, yung mangyayaring down po ngayon sa daily is it can be a reaction to the uptrend, no? So pwede pong ganito yan. Uptrend ang daily mo, pero dito pababa ka kasi correction po yan. So that may happen here. It may happen na nagre-range siya ngayon pero yung range niya is more on the downside because of possible profit taking or correction ng move niya from the last few days. Kasi nakikita natin dito sa smaller time frame natin na nag-break ang trend line mo. If you are going to consider this break of trend line, and if you are going to recall, yung pinag-aralan natin, this trend line is not that steep. So pagka nagbe-break ang hindi masyadong steep na trend line, it is more significance in the sense that it may be a trigger to reversal of the underlying trend, no? Dito sa trend na to. So kung uptrend itong trend na to, nakita nyo no yung pag-slow down ng presyo. So mabilis dito, ma-steep yung angle of inclination mo dito, pero at this level, yung inclination mo nagiging hindi na siya masyadong steep. So it may potentially reach this level for today. Yung sa gold po natin ngayon, ang tinitingnan natin, it may possibly correct up to this level for today. Ano po? Yan. So low of 1852. But before it reaches this 1852, you have to be wary of this 200-day moving average, which is at 1862.09. So ito po yung pwede niyang abutin muna bago po natin i-expect na abutin niya ito. So ang selling po natin is somewhere here kasi nag-break na siya, nag-break sa trend line, so we could have sold somewhere here, no? So titingnan nyo na lang yan kasi dito nangyari na. Ito yung sinasabi ko, nangyari na ito, nakita nyo naman, hindi ko naman edited 15 minutes ago. Kanina, edited an hour ago ito. So ngayon, 15 kasi kagagalaw ko lang, no? Last hour ko siya kasi dito yung selling, no? So, ang gagawin dito, that's why I always tell you, it should be contextual yung ating pagbabasa ng chart. So if you see a correction towards this level, that would be the selling area. Kaya for now, we are putting the selling or reference area to this level. So ang level po na yan is 1879. 1879, ang target mo is 1863. The 1863 area is this one, 1862.09. 1862.09, tapos ang cut loss mo is 8 pips, which is it will fall to 1887. So yan po ang natin, ang basa natin sa gold po for today. In terms of our indicators naman, economic indicators, marami ang manggagaling sa Euro side mamayang hapon, specifically from Germany. So alam naman natin na ang Germany is one of the biggest economies ng Eurozone, So kaya whatever kung ano ang nangyayari sa market doon, nagkakaroon ng malaking effect sa euro currency because Germany is one of the more dominant countries in the Eurozone. So itong mga lalabas na nila is about their output, about the GDP of Germany, and about the sentiment index ng kanilang business climate. So this is a survey regarding the business sentiment or expectation ng market regarding for the coming months regarding the business climate ng Germany, no? So ito yung survey sa top 7 sa 7,000 enterprises sa kanilang kung ano ang kanilang sentimento. Tingin nila sa magiging business climate ng Germany in the next months to come. So if it is high, it is bullish for the euro currency. If it is low, then it is bearish for the euro currency. So ang titingnan mo lang dito, if the actual number comes higher than expected, kasi itong figure na to, itong consensus, most likely, consensus itong 98, na i-trade na nila to. Ang ibig sabihin niya na discount na yan. Kasi kung dati 96, ang expectation nila 98, they thought na it is there is better sentiment or better expectation for the German economy, then yung better na yon na expectation na i-trade na yan, na i-discount na yan ng market. So if the data comes out far better than the consensus, magkakaroon ng reaksyon ng market. But if the data comes out as expected, then don't expect the market to react anymore. But if the data comes out, the actual data comes out far lower than the expected, mag-a-adjust ang market. So sa US side naman, mamayang gabi, housing price index nila, kung umaakyat ba ang mga, kasi pagka umaakyat ang presyo ng umaakyat ang presyo ng real estate, ibig sabihin nagkakaroon ng demand yan. Kung nagkakaroon ng demand yan, ibig sabihin the economy is doing good. yun ho ang implication ng mga home sales when it comes to sa ating foreign currency trading. Ano po? So wala na. Mamayang gabi, there's going to be a speech na lang dito. Tapos until 4:30 ng madaling. Wala na. So para bukas na lahat itong mga ibang indicators dito. So that wraps up yung ating market briefing for today. Kung may question po kayo, feel free to ask. Kung wala na po, maraming salamat po sa pagdalo sa ating market briefing for today and hope to see you all again tomorrow po.